Steve Dangle's a new dad. And when you're a new dad, you don't get a lot of sleep. And when you don't get a lot of sleep, you forget to do the ad read off the top of your trade video. And then you call your friend to do the ad read for you for the top of your trade video. And that's why we've partnered with Sleep Breakthrough, a natural formula that helps you fall asleep very quickly so that you don't forget to do your ad reads. Sleep Breakthrough is a natural formula that produces the precursors to melatonin. So it's better than melatonin because it creates the natural things in your body to then produce melatonin to then help you fall asleep very quickly and get all of the sleep you need to go about the rest of your day. If you're struggling with sleep like Steve Dangle, who cannot fall asleep quickly enough and get enough sleep, I highly recommend Sleep Breakthrough. Visit biooptimizers.com/dangle and use promo code DANGLE for 10% off your purchase of Sleep Breakthrough. It'll help you fall asleep super quickly. It's all natural. That's biooptimizers.com/dangle, promo code DANGLE, 10% off your purchase.
Hey, before we do this video, you got something there. There's something. What is that? What is? Oh, it's a little bit of snot! Toronto Maple Leafs, for the second straight year, have gotten a defenseman from the Washington Capitals at the trade deadline, and we're like, who? Last year it was Eric Gustafsson, an all offense, no defense defenseman from the Washington Capitals, who actually ended up being pretty good. Not used every game, but pretty good. And this year it's Joel Edmondson, our old favorite, and no offense, all defense, beat the poo out of you dude. So let's talk about it. This video is brought to you by SDPN. Go to SDPN and click subscribe and like on everything and leave a comment that said Steve has a handsome smile. Friday, all day, SDPN YouTube channel and on our audio feeds, we're going to be covering the NHL trade deadline. Did your team make a trade? Great! We're going to be all over it. And I know that because we made 6 videos yesterday and we got more coming today, including this one. Steve, this one isn't on the SDPN channel. I know that it's on this one, telling you to go there. It's called marketing. Look it up! SDPN, go there, handsome smile, all that. So, Joel Edmondson, our old pal. He's 30 years old. He's 6'5" every single time he steps on the ice, and he is in the neighborhood of 220 to 230 pounds. Are you an attacking player at the front of the net? Great! Joel Edmondson is there to make sure you have a terrible time. Speaking of terrible time, who's having a terrible time today? Anybody who likes the Leafs, who also likes analytics. Tom Lecision posted this player card of Joel Edmondson, who is listed as 6'5", 221 pounds, and he's just awful. Oh my goodness. He is below league average in basically every measurable everything. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. It's actually terrifying. It's beyond terrifying. It's terrible. Terrifying and terrible. Look at this. Look at here. There's what it looks like next to my face. Still bad. Still bad. It's next to something ugly and it still looks ugly. That is terrible. I know I'm handsome. Don't worry about it. So there's one picture, and it's one thing to say, oh, he's bad analytically. Well, what does that mean? It means that when Joel Edmondson is on the ice, the other team usually has the puck. They are usually in the offensive zone. They are usually getting shot attempts, and they are usually getting shots on goal that might even result in a scoring chance. Well, then why would the Leafs even want him? Well, that's because of this picture. You all know about this one by now. This one got brought up about a month ago. Here's Joel Edmondson cross-checking Wayne Simmonds in the face. This only got a $5,000 fine. And you might be saying, Steve, there's 2 members of the Montreal Canadiens cross-checking Wayne Simmonds above the neck. And I know, he's the one on the right, the bigger one. There's Ben Sherratt, who sort of let go of his stick. That was fortunate. But then Joel Edmondson is the guy who whammo! Whammo! Right in the flesh and bone. Crack! Hi-ya! $5,000. Steve, didn't you get the memo that you're not allowed to cross-check players in the face, especially after a whistle? Well, you know, there's a reason the Leaf fans were upset about the whole Morgan Riley thing, because there's some confusion in the wording of the memo. Listen, for the millionth time, you cannot do what Morgan Riley did to Ridley Gregg. I'm going to say it again in very plain English so that everyone, are we listening, class? Boys and girls, you cannot cross-check someone in the head. Joel Edmondson learned that very hard lesson during the Leafs-Habs playoff series in 2021 because he cross-checked Wayne Simmonds in the head and neck, and that's $5 grand he'll never get back. Because Joel Edmondson's career earnings are listed at $20,151,935, but after this cross-check against Wayne Simmons, it's only $20,146,935. How is he gonna get by? How is he gonna survive? How will I breathe without you? Listen, hockey as a product, in my opinion, is the best sport on earth. It's the best sport on earth. The NHL, the National Hockey League, as a product is nonsensical, illogical, barely even a thing. Because organized sports, a professional sports league, a league where rules are made and followed and discipline is handed out when you break them, like that's very rigid. You must do this and this and this and this. The NHL is a lot more like recess. And there's like a staff meeting or like cake in the staff room or something. You let all the kids outside, they're gonna have their fun, and they know that they have to return to class at the bell. What's that? You lost a couple teeth? Well, what'd you expect? It's recess. And then the school proceeds to suspend one out of like every 5 kids who knocks someone's teeth out, and you can't help but notice that every single time, it's the kid wearing blue and white who gets suspended! And you say to yourself, well, as long as the precedent going forward is everyone it's never going forward, is it? It's never! So, you can show this, put the DOM graphic up again. You can show this, all right? Here's the problem I have with pointing out Joel Edmondson's analytics and everything. Did we not have this same conversation with Ben Sherratt? I swear it was Ben Sherratt and Joel Edmondson as a pair, and yes, it was a few years ago with the Montreal series. This D pairing is not there to have the puck more than you. They're not there to out-scoring chance you. They're not even there to outshoot you, shots on goal. They're not even there to have more shot attempts than you. They are there to beat the wheels off of you. Break vertebrae in games 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, so that by the time 5 and 6 and 7 roll around, you don't really want to be there anymore. Which is when the other better players ideally take over. That's what's going on here. The rule book changes in the playoffs. It simply does. This is why I made the comparison to recess. It's just bloody chaos. Now just wait till Edmondson does this in the first round against Boston or something. He might be down another $5,000, right? That's what we all expect, right? Here's a non-screamy way to look at it, and I think it's very logical, and it also looks at what the Leafs' top 6 could be. From Justin Bourne, who is just fantastic. Riley Lyubushkin, Benoit McCabe, Edmondson, Brody, with Brody being on the right. Already, I don't know how much I love that, but continue. Then with the extras being Giordano, Liljegren, Lagesson, Timmins. Leafs probably trade a D and recoup some picks, I'd imagine, ? I actually agree with that. Edmondson is a left shot, but checks a lot of other boxes for the Leafs. Just 30 years old, 22 game cup win with St. Louis, I forgot about that. Cup final with Montreal, 6'5", 220 pounds, penalty kills and block shots. Feels like it gives Leafs more responsible adults back there. I don't know if it's a great use of assets, probably not, or if the Leafs wouldn't have been better with XYZ move, but he improves them for playoffs this year anyway, incrementally. There's 2 things there. Number 1, I totally forgot to tell you what the Leafs traded for Joel Edmondson. I had a kid recently. I'm very tired. It was 4 days ago. 5 days ago? I don't know. It's a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick. I believe it is the 3rd round pick that the Leafs got in return for Pierre Engvall from the Islanders, and a 5th round pick, one of the 5th round picks that the Leafs got from the Chicago Blackhawks in last year's deal for Sam Lafferty and Jake McCabe. With all the love in my heart, what a damning indictment of this Leafs D-core, and what a damning indictment of Timothy Liljegren that this deal was even made and that he's not in this projected lineup. William Lagesson, I believe, is going to be put on waivers. Connor Timmins is going on LTIR. If a Leafs defenseman is going to be traded to recoup picks, just like last year with Rasmus Sandin, I think it's going to be Timothy Liljegren. I don't know where he's going to go. And it's so disappointing. And also kind of risky. I don't want Connor Timmins playing playoff games. Who even knows if he's going to be healthy enough to play playoff games? Even though you have Joel Edmondson now, and you got Ilya Lyubushkin. Lyubushkin, if Liljegren is not in the lineup, is your only right-hander. And what? We went into this deadline thinking, oh, they just need to go out and get a right-handed D-pair partner for Riley. And okay, they went out and got Lyubushkin. He'll be a nice stopgap. And what do you mean he's the full-time guy? It could certainly be worse, but wow, could it be a lot better. Now, Joel Edmondson from Montreal, we saw that guy. That was a few years ago. He was with the Washington Capitals this season, a team that we know is not having a really good time right now. So forget Montreal Joel Edmondson, even though he's still got that resume and still got that experience. What is he now? At 30 years old, after all the injuries that he's battled. I spoke to Ian Oland of RMNB, one of the best team sites out there. They cover the Capitals so in depth. And here's what he sent me over text. I'll be optimistic, Ian said. Always a good start. He missed the first part of the year because he got hurt, which has been a constant theme lately in his career. His first 10 to 15 games were pretty bad, and he looked slow. Now he's even-ish and a decent penalty killer. He has a surprisingly big shot, but rarely uses it. We initially thought he'd be more physical like Brooks Orpik in terms of sheer physicality, but he's just kind of there and hard to move. Listen, that Bruins game from a few days ago, earlier this week on Monday, they need guys who are hard to move. And the Leafs penalty kill has been a bit of a weakness this year, so if he's a decent penalty killer, that's a win in itself. So, what do you think of Joel Edmondson becoming a Toronto Maple Leaf? What do you think of trading 2 draft picks in order to get him, even if it's at 50% retained? What do you think about giving up 2/3, a 5th, and a 6th for Ilya Lyubushkin and Joel Edmondson? Do you think the Leafs have more to do before tomorrow's trade deadline? It's tomorrow. It's in 24 hours. Let me know in the comment box down below, but for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends Joel Edmondson is a Toronto Maple Leaf, and he's not gonna get suspended. Nope.